Therapy Army, how are you doing? Welcome to United Real Therapy. It's your host, Mr. Structure. Big up to everybody. Love and light. Early bird massive already in here. Big up to our Stephanie Griffin. Big up Nuruddin Therapy away at the moment. Back next week. Hope everything is okay. Big up. I hope you're well. Stephanie Griffin. Love and light. Google says we'll hold 4. That's all I'm going to say about this game. Facts. We're going to break it down tonight. We're going to start dissecting tonight. We're going to dissect how Newcastle will line up, what Manchester United team's going to be. We're going to dissect it tonight. So big up Alfie Kenneth, the Manchester United defender, trail man, suffered a setback during rehabilitation, required further surgery. Even the medical fucking team is having a laugh at the moment. So at the end of the day, players are now having the operations, having the injury rehabilitation, and then breaking down again to have another operation. This is your football club, people. Know your football club. Know your football club. Manchester United have been investigated by Trafford Council after several people claimed they were made ill after being served raw chicken at the event at Old Trafford. Big up the chefs. Big up the chef. Nuruddin host. Big up Nuruddin host mods chat. Yo, big up, man. Big up to everybody. Big up Jarvis. I've sent you the link. If you can jump on, really appreciate you. Jump on if you're busy, no problem. Guys, don't care. It's 2 people watching. I don't care if we're shadow banned. We don't give 2 damn. We say it with our pride and we say it with our chest. I'll explain this later. Can anybody tell me why I'm wearing this today of all days? Why I'm wearing this? Why I'm wearing that? Big up. Let's see if anybody can find out what this symbol is. What this symbol is. Nuruddin, I can't believe it. What I just read. Man United. Yeah. yeah. Oh God, I don't know what's going on, man. Yo, big up to everybody, man. Love and light. Big up Rajid. 3-1. Yeah. I see that. Nuruddin. Yeah, got you, bro. Got you. Yeah, Alfie's made it. Manchester United by the Trafford Council, yeah. Yeah, definitely got all of you, man. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Please welcome. We got a massive, I should have done this last night, but really busy. I was out there fighting for my own humanity. I'm fighting for the humanity of the Palestinians. We were out there in the cold all this week. Vigils, solidarity marches, doing all of it, people. This is who we are. This is what we do, people. This is who we are. 100% black and whites are winning. Circus FC, here we go, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a tough, it's going to be a tough, but we're going to get the result. Oh, okay, Z Gold, that's big. You know what? If we all can all predict football games, then we'll all be, especially if you're a betting person, we'll all be rich. So the biggest thing for me about tomorrow is that I'm going to give you all of the reasons why I think we're going to get smashed. But with football, it's pure, it's best. It is pure, unscripted, 95, almost 100 minutes now of pure drama. It's 100 minutes of unscripted, pure drama at its best. And anything could happen on the football pitch. Red card can come. Anything could happen. So, yeah, Andrew Onana is a bit nervous going into the AFCON. That's if Bandia gets his chance. Onana will not get his place back. Man UFC crew, Chris Wheeler. Listen, Onana needs to just get the hell out, man. He needs to go back to Inter Milan. That's what he needs to do. I'm not here for that shit, man. Shit goalkeeper. I told you all. Vindicated yet again. And who the hell am I? I'm just the guy who lives in you. Who the hell am I? Vindicated again. But we'll see. Big up Nuruddin on the panel. There's no panel here tonight, bro. But big up Stephen Coppell, man. How things could have been if Jim the Rat never got involved. Steve Coppell, it is what it is, bro. Jim the Rat is still involved, and now he's chatting absolute shit. Tomorrow could be a cricket score. Yeah, 100%. If we play like we played against Galatasaray, right, it's going to be a cricket score. Trust me. The only thing is that Newcastle for a half, for the first time ever, I've actually, you know how much I rate. There's a famous video of me, rant of mine on YouTube after a match about 3-4 years ago. And I talk about Eddie Howe and people laugh at me. I always knew Eddie Howe was a talented coach and a talented manager, but I was actually shocked and I was saddened for him, the way that he set up in the second half against Paris Saint-Germain. I was quite shocked, actually, because his teams, actually, as a team, he should have believed in his team more. And they just sat back. In the second half, they just sat back. And you're inviting pressure. You are inviting pressure and pressure. And you've actually got players that could hurt Paris Saint-Germain in their stadium. So, yeah, big up Alphas and Manchester Toronto suffered a setback during reputation, which required further surgery. This is the second time, people. Second player. This is the second player, people. Second player. Honestly, this is a joke. Nora, I never rated Guaya. Big up, Lalies. Love and like to everybody. Please smash a like on the video, even if it's 5 of you in here, man. We don't give 2 Fs. We doing this. Shadow banners. Try to stop people from subscribing. 2 people said to me they subscribed to the channel, then they looked for me and they were unsubscribed. Wow. That's a new on YouTube. I'm never going to be silenced. Never on a Palestinian issue or any other human rights issue. Never. Because that's how I keep my humanity. And that's how the therapy army keeps their humanity. We will never be silenced. Any platform I have, I will always tell truth to power wherever it is. People are saying, you shouldn't mix football and politics. Listen, everything is politics. Don't let anybody tell you shit. Don't let anybody ever lie to you, people. Everything is political. The most political thing is to say, I'm apolitical. And I'm not talking about politics in terms of voting for candidates. I'm not talking about that sham they call a democracy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about every aspect of who you are as a human being, your values, your ethics, your morals, what keeps you consistent, what keeps you grounded, what keeps your humanity. That is what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about voting for some absolute career politician. I'm not talking about that. Let's get serious here, people. But believing in the humanity of people, regardless where they are in this world, we will always stand up. Always. So take subscribers away, YouTube. Do it. Shadow ban this channel. Demonetize the channel. Do all you want to do, YouTube. Knock yourself out. But as long as this platform, as long as it can go live, I'm going to talk about it. So knock yourself out. So people, smash that like. Smash that like. Big up Jarvis.
Big up Nuruddin. Big up.
77 in the house, people. We're going to dissect this tonight, Jarvis. I think it's only going to be me and you. But let's see if others can join. Cool. But we're going to dissect this, and I'm going to go first. So, everything Newcastle are is everything I want Manchester United to be. And people are going to go, what? We finished higher than them. We beat them in the final last year. What are you talking about? I'm looking at the 2 teams right now. That was last season. I'm looking at the 2 teams right now. They've got injuries. Actually, before I start, let me just start. Today, people, December the 1st in the UK is, I think it might even be global, it's World AIDS Day. AIDS Day. Okay. Please go and educate yourself on the disease. Majority of people in the world, actually, before it was a deadly in the 80s and 70s, you know, late 70s, early 80s, it was horrific till the 90s. AIDS now, majority of people who've got HIV and AIDS, they live longer than anybody else. So please, if you want to go and check out the website, go and check out the website. This is what it is World AIDS Day. That's what it was today, World AIDS Day, HIV and AIDS Day. So think about all those people. Do not discriminate against people. And actually, one of the most incredible things I found out, people who are taking medication for AIDS and HIV, actually, even through unprotected sex, they can't pass on the virus anymore.
Yeah. Imagine that, you know, in the 80s, when we first heard about AIDS, everybody was terrified. And now, modern medicine. Yeah.
I actually personally, but call me a conspiracy theorist, actually think they've got the cure. But pharmaceutical companies want to keep that money rolling in. If you've got the cure, then, you know what I mean, You're not making
Yeah,
profit.
it's the same as the theory at the light bulb. You know, they have the everlasting light bulb.
Yeah,
They invented that right away, but you know they won't make any money making everlasting light bulbs. So they do what they
exactly.
do.
Exactly.
It's how it works.
Exactly. So the biggest thing for me is to raise awareness. And please, in terms of you just being discriminating against somebody because they got HIV and AIDS, is the most shocking thing to me. It actually makes me emotional. The fact that somebody can be people. There are human beings out there that are discriminating somebody because of the illness that they have. Like I'm blown by that. Like that just shatters my humanity. Like it honestly shatters me. Like how that can happen. But
yeah,
it's World AIDS Day today. You can look anything, people. You subscribe. Some of the charities that work with people with HIV and AIDS do absolutely incredible things. So big up. I've got a couple of friends actually who are positive HIV and AIDS, and they live similar. Yeah, they live healthy lives. Honestly, they just take their medication, and they live a good as life as anybody. So big up Bumbaye for joining us.
Yes,
Bumbaye,
boys.
how you doing?
Yeah, lovely, man. Lovely, jubbly. Toasty house. Man, when it's like this, I'm thinking about how these people on the streets are getting on with this. It is madness out there. Crazy.
And
it's
the
cold in
saddest
the
thing,
UK now.
yeah, it's freezing. It's freezing.
It's -2 tonight.
-2.
Wow.
And you know what, Jarvis? -2 for us. It's like nothing works. Nothing functions. We can't drive. The buses, the train, everything. Oh my word, we stop.
Yeah,
and you're -30. You're -30, and life is functioning normal. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, but we are used to it. I know. In the UK, you are not used to that cold weather. So yeah, it's tough, as Bombaye mentioned, especially for the homeless people who lives on the street right now. It's hard. So if you see a homeless person, try to help them out, give them some money, or talk to them at least, give them back their humanity.
Yeah, definitely. There are places, to be fair, Manchester City Council, even though I don't like them, they do put people up in winter, but why can't they do it all year round? And what they do is there are places for people to go and sleep, but they have to be part of this program about the treatment, and some of them people are they're too traumatized, and they're not giving them enough help. There's not enough money or resources to help them to permanently get them off the streets. So yeah, but I'll tell you one good guy. You know, remember Lou Macari, the man who got the winner and stopped Liverpool from doing the treble in 1970. Was it 77? Was it 1977, Jarvis?
I heard about him. It's before my time. I'm born in 77.
Jarvis, stop that talk, man. Stop that talk. You were born in 1877. What are you talking about?
Be nice.
Yo, Jarvis, try and make it out, man. Jarvis over 130 years old, man. 150 years old, man. He's having it.
Oh, dude.
Jarvis, mate. Jarvis has seen too many winters, mate. Over 100 years of winter, man. Jarvis, the original Viking, people. If you know what I know, this is the original Viking, man. Big up to Jarvis. Lou Macari, he actually did something incredible. There's this massive place in the outskirts of Manchester, and he's built these little homes, literally, not that big. So honestly, it's as wide as my arms can go, and there's a bed in there, there's shared toilets. It's a massive, like a dome building, and it's like little igloo houses, igloo kind of houses.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube. There was some guy in London who put those things up.
Yeah. So there are little igloo things like houses, but yeah. So, and by the way, in the UK, I think every 4 there's at least one veteran of any of the wars that Britain has fought, and that's what happens to them. When people come back from bombing and killing people abroad who share more things in common with them, and when they come back here, the government and the army throw them like they're a waste. They throw them onto the streets. They don't treat them. They don't treat them for the horrors they ask them to do. So this is the reality. And the only time you ever see the army is Wimbledon. It's the cup finals, and they roll them out. They roll them out. So that's what it is, people. But anyway, smash that like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. By the way, before you two guys come on, people have got in touch with me and said, we can't see the channel anymore on YouTube. we subscribed, and then we found out that we were unsubscribed. So YouTube's doing a madness at this moment. But like I always say, I say it with my chest and I say it proudly. Bring it on. As long as we can go live, we're going to talk about people's humanity. We're going to talk about suffering and injustice in this world. And all those people are telling me, no, you shouldn't talk about politics. I told you already. I don't talk about politics in terms of campaign, in terms of somebody being voted in and voted out. I talk about my values, my principles, how I see the world around me and what the injustices are out there. Because you know what? In Manchester and in different parts of the world, we stand on the shoulders of giants, people who always kept their humanity, always, and never dehumanize any other people. So this is what this channel is about, people. So if you don't like people talking about people's humanity, then you come to the wrong channel. So, you know what I mean? Hit that unsubscribe button, man. Tara, Tara, Tara. You know what I mean? You know what they say in it? Times are hard and friends are a few. Tara to you. Big up, man. If you know, you know. Those who know, know. But big up to everybody. Somebody said here, first ever United game, Nuruddin. When? My first ever United game. Wow. Ipswich, Manchester United, 1991. Mark Hughes did an overhead kick, the ball missed. And I just was watching Mark Hughes, and I just seen how strong he was, holding up 3 defenders, bringing that ball down, how technically gifted he was. I was blown away. 1991 season, yeah. Big up
His
to
legs
everybody,
were
though.
like lugs, like really.
Yeah,
he was
pitch
so
side.
yeah.
Sat pitch side, and then I became hooked, and I used to take Bombaye. To go and sneak him in there.
Do you remember the first game? My first game ever, bro. I was 15. We went. Nuruddin jumps over the turnstile. They used to have this like lever on the door. When they pulled it, the door opens and shuts in your face. So he jumps over, holds the door, and goes, "Go now, go now." And I went there, bashed my knee, got over the turnstile, ran in, and then I lost everybody. I was on my J's. I remember the stadium was not full yet, so I'm sat right at the front. I've got Ruud Gullit a few meters away from me. I'm just sat there, and this nice guy just goes to me, "You all right, son?" I was like, "Yeah, just snuck in." He starts laughing. He goes, "Do you want some food?" He offered me a pie, and I went, "Is this seat taken?" He goes, like, "Yeah, it's going to be busy today." I had to move once. Got the guy, the steward comes and goes, "No." A guy comes, him and his missus, "Excuse me, mate, are you in the right seat?" I said, "Oh, sorry, mate." Moved, ended up with like 9 seats next to me near the private boxes. And I'm just watching this game. And I will never forget, this was my first game of a football match ever. I was lost in there. When you get in, it's a bit dark. And then you just seeing a bit of light where the tunnel was. I remember going out there. I was just shocked. I saw Beckham and Scholes just spraying balls to each other. We got popped that day anyway. Frank Sinclair popped us 1-0, but what an experience. And since that day, that was it, man. Season ticket holder for free.
Yeah.
Amazing story. You know,
this is the stories.
Yeah.
This is the stories, man. This is our childhood, man. This is what we did to sneak into games. It was amazing. Yeah. We come from that tradition of the Manchester Blaggers. If you know, you know. It's a history of Manchester Blaggers. Working class people, mate. If there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way, man.
That's how we used to do it. But anyway, big up people. So yeah, remember people, today, keep everybody, all those millions who are falling worldwide by the terrible disease of AIDS and HIV. But now, incredibly, people can live happily with HIV and AIDS and live an absolutely normal life, just like me and you or anybody. They can live, actually. HIV is one of the, if you get it, actually, you can live. You can live. You know what I mean? You just need to take your medications. So
I think,
big up.
You should be worried if YouTube don't unsubscribe people, don't shadow ban it, then you're doing something wrong, pal.
Yeah, 100%. But let's get into it, people, because you know what? Genuinely, I'm excited about tomorrow's game. Not excited, but until United are going to get whacked. The only way United are not going to get whacked tomorrow is a miracle, one. Number two is that there is a massive hangover because of the way that Newcastle played. They were chasing shadows because the first time ever I saw Eddie Howe, and I thought Eddie Howe did not trust his players that night. And Eddie Howe went negative, super negative. and they just defended and they just invited pressure. And when teams, you get more mentally and physically fatigued when you haven't got the ball. So the only way Manchester United get a draw, or let's say get a result tomorrow, is by Newcastle missing chances. I'm going to tell you now, Newcastle very fatigued and disappointed after what happened to them at Paris Saint-Germain. Newcastle tired, the hangover from that. And the only other way is that they get a red card, and they miss sitters right, left, and centre. Right, that's the only way Manchester United can win. Can get a draw at least.
Man, why? Bro, since the last show, you've been saying that it's a no hope or what? I don't get what's the beef. What's your beef, man? What's going on?
I'm telling you, I'll break it down for you. I'll break it down for you.
Go on.
Newcastle and the formation that they set up with, right? I watched Newcastle. That's the mad thing because I got a couple of friends who are Newcastle fans. First
How
of
did
all,
it set up?
listen, they're a club that's united. They're literally what it says on the tin. They were a club like us. Half of the fan base just disillusioned. Some of them going to the stadium, some of them not going to the stadium. That's who they were. After they were bought, the connection between them, the team, the fans, they are one united fan base. At home, they create probably some of the loudest atmospheres you will hear anywhere in world football.
Yeah.
The other things that they set up, when they set up they set up with 4-3-3, right? When they lose the ball, they go to 5, I think, 1-4 or 1-3. They go like almost like 5 at the back, or that is the way they go. Everybody tucks in. That is all in line. They shut down the middle. Defensively in the league at home, they're quite good. They're quite good, right? They're quite good.
Do you know where Eddie Howe learned this?
Yes.
He's one of the few British managers who went abroad to learn how to play defensively. He went to school with Diego Simeone.
Yeah, he went to Italy. He went to Spain. He went to France. He went all around Europe trying to expand. And I always said he was a talented guy. Always. There's a famous YouTube of me during the Jose years saying, "Give me Eddie Howe." But actually, I was quite disappointed with him on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? I think it might have been Tuesday. I was quite disappointed with him on Tuesday because his team, they would have attacked. They would have got more goals in the second half against Paris Saint-Germain. Honestly, Paris Saint-Germain are whack. They're not that team. They're not those guys. But anyway, so here's where we are. Formation-wise, every player on that football pitch knows what they're doing. Every player. By the way, they've got injuries as well, by the way. So any of these excuses, we've got injuries. So have they. They've got injuries as well.
11 players.
So, yes. Tell them, Java. Say it again for the people in the back. 11 players.
11 players.
So,
I think there's only four of them players, though. You got Wilson, you got Dan Burn, you got the defender Botman, and you've got Tonali and Longstaff. These are the ones that really matter.
Wilson.
Listen, Wilson, 6-7
yeah,
guys who are in the first team. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so listen, let me say this. So let me finish. Let me make my point. There's no excuses in terms of that. Right. So in the way they play, there is, you know what? You know how there's prima donna? There is captain throwing his arms and all of that. None of that with their team. It's about every time they come back, everybody sprints. No jogging back like Luke Shaw. I've had too many pints, Luke Shaw. No jogging back. None of these little jog backs. No. Everybody is in sync in terms of aggression, intensity, physicality. They have it in abundance. Tomorrow, what they've been doing to teams this season, they press the shit out of you. So they've got a very aggressive press. And what happens when we get pressed? We can't even play out from the back anyway. What happens when we get pressed? We get absolutely bullied. Erik ten Hag is waffling. I've listened to his press conference. All I hear is waffle. He is like a rabbit in the headlights. So all of you are Erik ten Hag out. The man is sacking himself already. Yeah, I'm telling you. He's not going to last. I promise you guys. All you Erik ten Hag out, guys, he's done out here. He's done. So, aggression, intensity, physicality, teamwork, no ego. They have it in abundance. Knowing where players are, I look at what he's done, what Eddie Howe's done, improved Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon at Everton was just a kid that he played on enthusiasm and energy. Now, the runs he makes, the defensive work that he does, the danger that he is, on the ball, off the ball, the runs he makes, defense coming back. And then you see on the other side, the South American kid. You see on the other side, Almiron, one of their best players off the ball, one of their best players, no ego, comes inside, helps out. So those two, Rashford is not, Anthony is not. Garnacho did it a little bit, bless him. Off the ball, I was quite impressed with him against Galatasaray, but he's not there on physicality yet. He's not there. He's not there yet, right? So I look at their midfield. The only thing is that I might save us hothead Bruno Gamache is a hothead. They've got a 19-year-old, Mills or whatever his name is, who might play tomorrow night. That's what they got.
Lewis Miley. Lewis Miley, 17 years old.
17 years old. And then I look at one of the most impressive things I have ever seen any coach do in a long, long time, turning an absolute has-been of a striker who couldn't hit a barn door into one of the best physical up and down midfielders in the Premier League. Say his name, Jarvis. Say his name.
Joe Linton. Joe
Linton, people. Yeah. Joe Linton, absolute striker that was hopeless, couldn't hit a barn door, is now one of the best midfield players. So I look at Almiron, Gordon, Joe Linton.
He did a good job with Dan Burn, if you think about it. Dan
Burn, Trippier, one of the best right backs in the Premier League. One of their key players. So let me say this. I can close my eyes and I know the pattern. I know Trippier will cheat. He will cheat because Dan Burn used to make it into a 3. So they will defend when they haven't got the ball. They will defend with a 3. But he will cheat. And he's so much quality on the ball. So much quality on the ball. I know the connection between Bruno Gamache and Almiron. I know Joe Linton and the runs that he makes into the box. They overload. They create overloads. They win the ball high. They lose it. Everybody gets back into position. No jogging. None of this. None of that. This is everything Manchester United have tried to be. That's what I want my team to be. Win, lose, or draw. I want it to be hard to beat. I want everybody to fight. And if we lose after that, I would always clap the team. Always. People don't know the shit about me, Jarvis, Bombay. They don't know that about me. I've seen Man United win it all. You know that song they sing? We've seen it all. I have in this city. I've seen it all. But what I want in the team on the pitch is coordination. I want patterns, system. And you know what? He's built a system instead of chasing fucking trophies and playing players to death. He's built a system, and now they can have 11 players out. 11 players could be out. And guess what they do? They play the same way. The same way. The same shape. The same patterns. That's what they have. And that is everything we are not, Newcastle are. I repeat before I get Bombay and Jarvis in. The only way we win tomorrow, number one, hangover from them. Because for a half, they just chase the ball. And when you're defending the amount of energy that saps from you, that's number one. Number two, it must be a mad red card or Bruno Gamache or something like that in the game. Number three, all their players can't hit a barn door tomorrow. Or this so-called has-been of a goalkeeper starts making saves. That's the only way I see Manchester United getting a draw, getting a point. Forget winning. So people, I expect Manchester United to get bullied. I expect Manchester United to get out-fought. I expect Manchester United to be out-tacticked. I expect Manchester United just to waffle like that, the manager now, like a fucking rabbit in the headlights. Like a rabbit in a headlight, other than do what he's paid to fucking do, which is make fucking hard decisions. Make the hard decision what you're getting paid for. Drop that fucking donkey of a keeper. Drop him and actually give a keeper an opportunity to make a name for himself. But he won't. because he's the guy that bought this donkey who's throwing balls in. And I would not mind, people. I would be on here defending Onana, even though I don't rate him, if he's making mistakes with his feet while he's trying to play out from the back. But when straight shots are at him and he's throwing them in, I am never excusing that. Now, it does not mean some of you absolute mindless racist pricks online racially abusing him, sending him gorilla emojis and all of that kind of stuff. You are a disgrace. You have zero humanity. And all you're doing is showing how racist you are. And I know it's not just all United fans. I know it's some burner accounts from our so-called rivals jumping on the bandwagon. I know, because I've seen some of your lot. I've seen it. You're not a United fan. I know what you're doing. So some of you mindless racists, you are showing the people who you are more than anything else. But I do not expect that prick to start tomorrow. There should be a consequences of your performance. I repeat, consequences of the performance. You play shit, get fucking dropped. That's what should happen. That's the reason. That is my analysis. I expect the connection between the young guy, what's his name, who's going to play left back tomorrow, that young guy they bought from Livramento, to have an outstanding, the 17-year-old in midfield, to have an outstanding game. Their crowd is going to be up. They're going to press the hell out of Maguire and Lindelof and wait till you see them shit their pants. And I expect Erik ten Hag to vacate the fucking midfield, pick either Amrabat or Kobe tomorrow, and to leave them alone, isolated in midfield, and leave an absolute Titanic level of space in the middle, and then Manchester United to bump forward and forget about what's going on, and we're going to get slaughtered. It could be a cricket score if that happens. If he vacates the midfield tomorrow, we're going to get slaughtered. Mark my words, people. If he comes with the same tactics he did against Galatasaray, we're going to get murdered. Murder, she wrote, people. You hear it here first. I got no reason to lie to you. Newcastle are one of the teams that I watch because I rate the manager. I rate the coach. But I was quite disappointed with him, how defensive he went against Paris Saint-Germain, who are not that great. So, tactically, every manager has it. He might get it wrong. And that might be the only savior. That might be the only fourth thing that can save us. But anyway, Jarvis, Bombaye, take it over. I'm going to move.
Jarvis, go, man.
Yeah, but I think Nuruddin covers it really well. His assessment of Newcastle is spot on. I agree with everything he says, how they set up, how they play, and they are a very robust and hard team to break down. I can just add on, let's say, their games in the Premier League this season at home, St. James's Park. They started with winning 5-1 against Aston Villa. Then they lost against Liverpool 2-1. But after that, they have been really good. They won 1-0 against Brentford, 2-0 against Burnley, 4-0 against Crystal Palace, 1-0 against Arsenal, and now 4-1 against Chelsea. So that's their home record this season, and they hardly concede goals, and they're very solid. So I think we will be struggling a lot. And as Nuruddin is mentioning, my biggest worry is how Ten Hag is going to set up this team, because I think he's very stubborn. He wants to play his way. We talked about it after the Galatasaray game. The heat map showed almost all of the players high up on the right side. Big up. High up on the right side of the pitch. Yeah, we hear you.
Hello.
We read you loud and clear.
Can you hear us, Luani? Can you hear us? Luani, can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, can you not hear us?
On mute. I'll get off and come back on. 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, as we saw against Galatasaray, all our players was on high on the right side of the pitch. We had McTominay, we had Wan-Bissaka, we had Anthony, and even Højlund dropped down in that area. And I couldn't understand why Ten Hag was doing this. I said so in the post match show. But now I have been analyzing it a little bit, and I think it's Ten Hag's way of play. He wants to overload one side, and his tactic was he wanted to overload on the right side. He wanted to isolate Garnacho 1-against-1 on the other side and shift play and let him have a run at the fullback. And this was Ten Hag's tactic from the get-go against Galatasaray. I didn't agree on it because it left Amrabat and our defense very exposed, because he left a big gap in the middle of the park. So I think we should be more careful against Newcastle. We should play with two sitting midfielders and at least have control centrally in the field and let them try to attack us on Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka's fullback sides. So, but I'm a little bit worried. I think Ten Hag is stubborn, and he will probably try the same things that he did against Galatasaray. So we just kind of pray and hope everything goes our way.
Go ahead, Bumbaye.
I think you guys have pretty much covered most of it. I look at, Newcastle have had a problem with their away form. Bournemouth popped them 2-0. They drew 2-2 against Wolves. They drew 2-2 against West Ham. But at home, they've been very strong. Our away form is actually pretty good this year. Not bad. So that'll be interesting. Obviously, I think going to St. James's Park, as you said, that's a club, a team that is united. And that goes a long way to success, man. When the fans resonate with the players, and the players are a family, and everybody, and they look to their general, their manager, and they've got all that. That's what we were built on under Sir Alex Ferguson, and we've lost that completely under this manager. To be honest with you, I don't see it a lot. We're trying to manufacture it, but someone said in the comment, I feel like we are a moments team because of how inconsistent we are. But I'm going into tomorrow's game. It's 50-50 for me. I think it'll be a good match. I think their midfield is where I take a little bit of confidence. Sean Longstaff is a really good player at what he does.
I think he's injured.
He is injured. That's one big miss. He's a really combative, good defensive midfielder. Tonali is that creative spark that makes the type of late runs into our box that we can't defend. He's out. He's suspended till August now. He's gone. You've also got, I think defensively they're going to be all right. Livramento is a very good defender. I like him. And Lascelles will deputise for Botman. He's not as good, but it's not the end of the world still. So you're looking tomorrow at Joe Linton. You're looking at Bruno Guimaraes, and I'm not sure who the third one will be.
Yeah, it's a 17-year-old kid. This Miley, Lucas Miley, or what's his name?
So to me, we can match them in midfield. I think if you put Bruno in there, you put Amrabat and Scott McTominay or Kobbie Mainoo, you choose one, two out of those three. I don't feel it's a complete imbalance there. I think for me, I've got confidence. Anthony Gordon for me is a really good player. Really good player. I really like him. But tomorrow, I, without a shadow of a doubt, start Wan-Bissaka. One-on-one, I put my money on Wan to deal with that or give as good as he gets. I don't put Dalot in tomorrow, no way. And Luke Shaw against Almiron. Almiron for me he's all right. He's not a great player. He's okay. I think Luke Shaw can match that tomorrow. You clip the wings tomorrow. I think the players that they're missing are big players, especially in that midfield. I give us a chance tomorrow. I really do. I think it's a 50-50 game. Obviously, with it being at their ground, they're really tasty at their ground. They smashed Chelsea for 4, which other teams have done. They got good results at home, but I do feel that we've got a chance tomorrow. Draw. If we win it, it'll be great, be massive. But we're right in this game, and like you said, we need people to play well. We need people to play well, and this manager has to start instilling into the players and rubbing off on the players to have a feel of the game. When you're watching a game, like we watched Galatasaray, and you're thinking, you know what, pretty much we're all right here. We're cruising. Everything's okay. Then you get a goal against you, and you think, shit. Do you know what I mean? This stadium is lit up now. It's a different game. You've got to feel that. You've got to be proactive with that. I know mistakes are hard to legislate for, but you've got to start getting a feel of the game. You know, when to go, when to drop off. And we're not doing that. What seems to happen with Man United for me, we just go to sleep. You can see the game very slowly is getting away from you. They're starting to creep up. You're not holding on to the ball. All of a sudden, oh, here's the goal. It's not like I didn't see it coming. You know, it's we're edging ever closer. You've got to arrest that situation. You've got to fucking wake up. Sorry to swear, but I'm so frustrated at how I see this every week. Wake up, man. Arrest that situation. Be proactive. So that's my take on it. And I'll be interested to hear who you're going to start in midfield and whether you want to start and who you want to start in the top line. And who you're going to start. You're going to put Varane in with Maguire as Lindelof out. So I'll be interested to hear that.
Hello.
You're mute, Nurdin. Mute.
Can you hear us, Luwani? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, big up, brother. Thank you.
Evening, Luana.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
loud and clear.
Loud and
nice.
clear.
First of all, I'm sorry I'm late, so I have to overcome my wife. You all know how that works.
Hey,
congratulations.
Listen, I agree with your wife. Shout out to Luwani's wife.
So I'm here now. So.
I'm on her side.
Yeah. First of all, free Palestine and Glazers out. You know, that's our motto right there. So thanks for giving me the opportunity for the second time. So, the game tomorrow. My outlook on it, basically, I think Newcastle, I see them as an honest team. You know, what I mean by honest is that they work hard, they play to the system, and they're going to be is at their ground tomorrow. So I don't think it's going to be. They're not going to give us the same respect that they gave PSG in midweek. They're just going to come after us. And when I look at their team, it's mostly a workaholic team, and the creative part they will have is Anthony Gordon, Miguel Almiron, and Bruno Guimaraes. You know, but in general, we're going to have to outwork them tomorrow. Whatever team Ten Hag decides to field tomorrow, at least for the first 50 minutes, have to work hard. No matter what, you know, they just have to look at it as the first starting 11 will be literally like a sacrificial, you know, just hard working for the next phase. After 50 minutes, whatever change Ten Hag will make, at that point he can affect the game. So tomorrow to start, I would say one Bissaka on the wing, on the flank, because to deal with Anthony Gordon and Luke Shaw on the other side, to deal with Miguel Almiron. Of course, I would like Varane to start, but we all know it's probably not going to happen at this point since him and Ten Hag fell out. So it's probably going to be Lindelof and Maguire. And then in the midfield, no matter what happens, McTominay cannot start that game. Because one thing we cannot do is give the owners our players are gonna have their hands full, so we cannot be giving away some ball. We're gonna have to retain some kind of control in that midfield. That's why I will prefer Kobe Mino to start instead of McTominay. And Bruno, yes, you know, included, and probably Bruno, McTominay, and Amrabat.
McTominay, you just said no.
Oh, sorry. Bruno Amrabat and Kobe Mino. Yeah, and Mino. That's my midfield. That's my midfield three. Right there, because they're gonna have to put in some work. Now in the attack, we're looking. I'll probably not start Rashford because our wingers are going to have to track back and put in a lot of work, at least for the first half or so. So Rashford doesn't start for me. It will be Garnacho on the left. On the right is going to be Anthony, you know, and because of the work that is going to request. And then up front, I'll start Martial because the idea behind that is that past the 50th minute mark, if the game is still up for grabs, at that point we can bring in Rashford, do like a like for like. We can bring in Rashford for Garnacho and bring in Rasmus for Martial, and then on the other side we can bring in Pelestri. But no matter what happens tomorrow, I believe the game is not going to be won in the first 15 minutes because Newcastle, they will play us from minute 1 to minute 90. That's just how they build. Eddie Howe, I don't know what he did to those players, but he has sold them a plan that they all believe in. They all executing it, and they are keeping it simple, but at the same time they don't cheat the game of football. That's the way I see them play. They don't cheat the game. They don't try to do anything fancy. They just work hard and they execute the system. So yeah, tomorrow is gonna be a hard fought game. That's my opinion on that.
Big up Lawani. Appreciate
yeah,
you.
But Nuruddin, when I followed your stream last time, you and Jarvis, you guys made very, very valid points. And your point about McTominay, I can't stress that enough. You are right about him. There are footballers, we all play football at a certain period of our life, and the one thing that you can do, if you not at least, his problem is not technicality. He is okay technically. He's physically a presence. His problem is he's not brave. When you're not brave, because Jarvis was making a point that Onana passed him the ball. I was watching that sequence. Onana passed him the ball. There was nobody 5 yards in his radius. He passed it back to Onana. And then Onana passed him back the ball again. And then he passed it back to Onana. I almost threw something at the TV, Like, you can have those kind of players in your midfield, let alone Manchester United, in Manchester United's midfield. I've been watching football for 40, as long as I can remember, but I can't remember a single midfield that was not brave being associated with any Manchester United midfield. So McTominay, for me, I think the McTominay experiment have concluded. He can be a squad player in some odd game here and there, but I don't think he should be a permanent fixture.
No, at the moment, Terry Ten Hag is surviving with Manchester United players who've let Ole Gunnar Solskjaer down and let themselves down. The Harry Maguire, the Scott McTominay, so me, they're not Manchester United quality. They've never been, they never will be. At the moment, Harry Maguire is getting maybe a nominated for an award because Manchester United play the 6 top bottom teams in the league, and he's not making the mistakes that he usually makes. So you get nominated for an award because you're not calamitous like you were. Forget about your rest of your quality or your game. You're not calamitous as you used to be. Big up Ben. Ben, do you follow me on Twitter? Do you want to tag me in a tweet? I can send you the link. I know you wanted to come on last time, so you can come on if you want to have your 2 pence. Let me know. Big up though. It says Free Palestine. Big up Therapy Army, Nura, Bumbaye, and Jarvis. And this is Luwani, our brother.
Nuruddin, I have a question for you, sir.
Hold that question where it is. let me just get this quickly. Jarvis, have you got the team thing? Because I've lost the link to the team thing.
Yeah. You want us to set up the starting 11?
Yeah. So this is I'm gonna tell you now how I'd start. So let's see how many of you disagree and agree. I'm gonna show you the team that I would start tomorrow.
Listen, let's do the team that we would start, regardless of Eric Ten Hag's relationships and all that bullshit. What would you start if everybody was sweet? Let's do that.
I'll tell you. So there you go. Jarvis, can you get me the Turkish keeper, please? Bandir will start for me tomorrow.
Bandir. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. You can help me out here. I never written his name.
Try B-A-Y.
Just be B-A-Y.
I just do like this.
They're all hiding, bro.
Yeah,
the computer's saying no.
Just put in B-A-Y.
B-A-Y.
Okay, I'm just gonna find it here. Okay, I'll just do like this, copy and paste. Here we go.
Yeah, Bandir, and then I'm packing Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm picking left back. I'm picking Diego Dalot. Yeah, and then I'm picking Luke Shaw, center half.
Okay.
I'm picking Varane. In midfield, I'm picking Amrabat and Kobe. Bruno's is going to play anyway.
Yeah.
Do what you would do. Do what you would do.
And then I would start.
I'm not letting you off the hook there. Do what you would do. If Bruno's not in your team, say put someone else in
on the right. No. Oh, Højlund. I will start Højlund. Højlund on the left.
Højlund.
Yeah, Højlund on the right. Yeah. Højlund. And then Martial up front. And then I would play. You got no choice of Rashford. Because I don't have any, because I can't start. What's his name? Garnacho. Because Garnacho worked hard and he's fatigued and he's only young still. So that's the only reason. If he didn't play, I would start Garnacho. But that's the team that I would play. That's the team that I think could best. Because midfield, we will not vocate here in midfield. Can you see me? Can you see my cursor here? Can any of you see my cursor?
No, they can't.
Okay. In midfield, if you just put the cursor around midfield, I would keep Bruno actually back. I would keep him in line, 3 of them in line. So play that. That's what I would play.
Okay. So you basically go with a 4-3-3.
Yeah. And then I would want Højlund, when we lose the ball, Højlund and Rashford to tuck in. So they both tuck in. They both come in, drop into midfield, right? They both tuck in. So 4-5-1. That's what I would do to cut out, to match them. That's what I would do. On the ball, off the ball, this is how I was shaped. And Martial drops deeper as well. Right?
Yeah.
On the ball, we go spring into 4-3-3. Yeah. Off the ball, 4-5-1.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, no, it's not Jose Mourinho. No, it's not Jose Mourinho. No, it's not. It's not Jose Mourinho. What it is, it's simple, because it's a game. We need to fight them, so we need to match up with them. It's not Jose Mourinho. We need to match up. In possession, Manchester United, the key part of it is never vacating this midfield. The only player that's allowed on a transition to vacate the midfield is Bruno. That's the only player that's allowed to vacate the midfield is Bruno. So to me, the space between Manu and Amrabat will be really close and tight to each other. That's how I would line up tomorrow. That is how I would line up tomorrow. And the reason why I'm playing Højlund, because I actually think on his left foot coming in, he'll be more of a threat. We need Martial to hold up the ball. Martial on this system can just occupy their two centre halves in terms of the way when they've got the ball. But when Martial is good springing off, Højlund can get closer to him, Rashford can get closer to him, he can just lay off that ball for them to run onto. That is what I would do tomorrow. No Onana, no Maguire, no Lindelof, none of this. This is the team that I would start with.
I was saying, Nordin, a quick comment. What worries me about this is Rashford, because we got to be able to block out Trippier's crosses. And
so
I don't think
So you're gonna play them.
Yeah, that's the question, because Rashford, he hardly works defensively. He always like cheat a little bit, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. So that's the problem. How are we going to stop Trippier's crosses when Rashford plays on the left? But Garnacho can't play. You saw, we all saw that he was knackered at the end of the Galatasaray game, and he played the full 90 against Everton, I believe. So it's time to give him a rest.
Okay. Take Rashford out. Play Palestri. Palestri will work back. Play Palestri.
Man, look.
I have a question. A tactical question. So you say off the ball we will be defending in a 4-5-1. So by 4-5-1, are you saying that Højlund and Palestri will be holding hands with Bruno, or they will be holding hands with their fullbacks?
No. So what we would do is off the ball, when we lose it, we need to shore up the midfield and make it into a 5. So both these two, Højlund and Palestri, will have to drop back. Or listen, we have to, because at the moment we haven't got a synchronized. There's no synchronized press. We're not good on the press. We what I call shadow press. Manchester United shadow press, right? So what you do is to cut out the space. So when you drop, if you drop them both, Palestri and Højlund, drop them both off the ball when we lose the ball. You cut out the space. You cut out the passing lanes, because Bruno Guimaraes likes to get on the ball around here, where Bruno is, where the other Bruno is, and he loves to look for hit around there. He loves to hit Almiron on this side here, and then he likes to hit Gordon on this side here. So you need these players to come back and cut out the spaces. That is why I'm dropping them in a 4-5-1. I'm dropping them in the 5 because they can shift. It's easier to shift side to side. Jarvis will tell you, when you got 5 across, when the other team's got the ball. And also, the other thing is that if we get any other transitions, this is the way to transition to beat them. I saw Liverpool do it. Remember Liverpool when they beat them? They won the ball in these areas. And then that was the springboard, right? Springboard. The reason why I'm playing Kobe and Amrabat, and actually, if you drop Kobe right next to Amrabat, is that what we're not doing tomorrow is vacating the midfield. That's what his tactics are, which is going to get in the sack, because Manchester United will lose more games than Man United win, because Ten Hag only wants to keep one player. No, we're not doing that. These two, if they can play and they're closer to each other at all times, they can stop the runners. One of them will go with the runner, the other one can go to the ball. But if you are just left with one, you ain't going with no runners and you're not doing anything. The reason why I will play Varane, because we will play of Luke Shaw's left foot. So, and plus these two are decent on the ball. We can play a little bit, right? So Varane just has to just cover. We can get Luke Shaw on the ball. Varane has to cover. That's what we need to do. And then here we go the other way around. Off the ball, right? When we haven't got the ball, Luke Shaw attacks the ball. Varane covers around the back. And then it can be the other way around, right? Where Luke Shaw covers because he's quite quick when he wants to be, right? So Varane attacks the ball, Luke Shaw on the cover. And then so you've got two guys who have got a bit of pace to cover on this side. And this is the Anthony Gordon side. And Isaac likes to operate just where Varane is, just there in front of, between Kobe and Varane. Right, he likes to operate in those areas. I've watched this team, people. I've done the scouting report. Trust me when I say this.
So basically, it's almost like a 4-4-1-1 formation in a way.
Yeah, right. So let me just finish. The biggest thing is that there's legs here. There are legs here. There is Pellistри's legs. Pellistri understands that he has to go up and down with Uruguay. Uruguayan World Cup qualifiers. He's played for a long time. He doesn't shade working back. He will fight, right, to get the ball back. And Højlund, he's young, he's enthusiastic. If he gave me, let's say, 60 minutes, I can then take him off after that. Let me just get this super chat. Big up. Nathaniel says, sending love from South Africa through Palestine, Congo, end the occupation. Let them shadow ban you. You will still be here. Yeah, big up to you, King. Big up. Thank you for the super chat. Always love. But guys, Jarvis, take your time, one at a time. What would you change from that team quickly?
Yeah, I know what you are doing right now, but this is how we want to play. Can I just bring it back how I believe Ten Hag wants to play? Because try to analyze the game that's coming up, and I believe that Maguire will start. There's no doubt for me that Maguire will start, and I believe also that Luke Shaw will start in the left back, because this is how Ten Hag prefers him. So, and I think it gives us a little bit more security, because I'm 100% that Ten Hag will start Rashford. So having Luke Shaw at the left back will probably help out blocking out their right side attack, Newcastle's right side with Trippier. So Rashford will start in this position as I see it. When it comes to the right centre back, he have played Maguire. Oh, typo. Let's see. There he is. And the other one will be, as I see it, will be Lindelof again. Because how is... Do you have any... No, he's not back from injury, Johnny Evans, yet. I think he's still injured.
Still injured.
Yeah. The midfield, I see Mainu starting. I don't see Amrabat starting. I think he will go for McTominay. This is the problem for me. Double M. No, here is Bruno Fernandes. On the right, we will see Anthony again. And on top, we hopefully will see Højlund. So this will basically be a 4-2-3-1 formation. And we will see Mainu dropping down, receiving the ball, turning with the ball, and bring it forward, as we saw against Everton.
Jarvis, the only thing to add is that McTominay will be further than Bruno.
Yeah,
100%,
this is how we
100%.
Actually will line up, because McTominay, I have to just bring it a little bit down.
He's further than Bruno. If you watch the last 5 games,
McTominay will operate here.
He's further than Bruno. Bruno will drop more. If you watch United in the last 5 games,
this was how we operated against Galatasaray. Bruno's area was around here. McTominay was a little bit higher. Wan-Bissaka was all on the byline all the time, but basically he should be in a good tactical system. He should be here, because he should support Mainu or Amrabat at the moment to have a double pivot for the back three. So basically, if we attack on the right side, because the thinking of Ten Hag, he wants to overload on one side, bring all the Newcastle players in this area, and isolate Rashford one against Trippier, and then we will cross the ball over to Rashford and set him up 1 against 1. This is what Ten Hag will probably try to do this game. And because this was his tactics, I saw this tactic against Everton. I saw this tactic against Galatasaray. So this is what Ten Hag has set his mind to do at the moment. So,
but Jarvis, he doesn't just do that.
The problem with this, Jarvis, the reason I hate this lopsided formation is because we are not good. We are not good in possession. So if you lost the ball in transition, one diagonal pass to the other side, and they in. You see? So for me, honestly, we should just keep it compact. I wanted to ask that question. I wanted to ask is that what approach do you guys want us to take tomorrow? Do you guys want us to go after them, or you guys want us to be patient and pick our moment?
I want us to be patient and pick our moments for the exact reason that I've called for, the type of managers I've called for. We're not a compact team. We also don't have a feel for the game, and we are shit in possession. And when you try to do an overload, what you've done there is, like, your players are on one side, it means our other side is vacated. So Almiron will be licking his lips, and this is what happens with Man United. You need to start being more compact. When we pick our moments, we're okay. It doesn't have to be 5,000 miles an hour. You have to stay in the game early on, like you said. It's going to be that kind of game. They will come at us. They're at home. They will come for us. So, for me, this overload thing, man, the Erik ten Hag, half of the time, we're not even getting into the position to make the switch because we're not good in possession.
Yeah.
So if you're actually getting that overload, getting to that stage of overload, now we've got them here, they've shifted, we've got three, we've got a midfielder across, the wing back is high, Anthony's right there in front of him. Okay, wonderful. Now maybe they take the bait and you can switch it, but it's not quite happening.
No, when it's not happening. Jarvis, do me a favor, please. This is why Manchester United are going to play. When we have the ball, Bruno will be where he is, right? Scott McTominay will be further high up, closer to Højlund. Anthony would be out wide on that side. And Anthony will be high as well. Wan-Bissaka will be right next to him, right? So keep Wan-Bissaka up the pitch high.
He will be
right?
up,
This one Manchester United, up here, right? Kobe Manu drops deeper, right? Luke Shaw would also be high, right? So Luke Shaw would always be high. And then Bruno was even a bit closer. And Rashford is high as well, right? So this is what Manchester United will do, right? So drop Maguire and Kobe Manu, drop him a bit deeper.
Yeah, he will almost be in the middle of the center backs because they will push a little.
Drop them a bit deeper. Drop them a bit. Right, there you go. Right now, look how much. Take Bruno up a bit more. Take Bruno up a bit more.
Yeah. I will.
Take Bruno a little bit more. And there you go, folks. There you
be more like this. This is more realistic.
This is the vacation.
And then we have a huge gap in the middle here.
Massive gap. And if that happens, we are gonna get slaughtered. My words. Because Luke Shaw's recovering pace is horrendous, people. Let me say this for the people at the back. I genuinely do not see Luke Shaw as a left back anymore. I see him as a left centre back. I see Luke Shaw as a left centre back. I do not see Luke Shaw as a centre back anymore. And if you don't believe me, go and watch the game back against Galatasaray. The pathetic way to get back when he's up the pitch. He's jogging. You can't afford joggers in modern football, especially in the Premier League big games. You cannot afford joggers. It's sprints or nothing.
Look, do you know what? Wendy said somewhere earlier in the comments that I thought in my mind I don't disagree with that. Why is it that Marcus Rashford runs proper hardcore when he plays for England? What's the instructions? You can't just not track back. Otherwise, the manager should be saying, "Yo, well, this is a team game. You should be dragging him off." So I'm going to say a couple of things. Number one, if this isn't the manager that is going to check players, and if he is telling him not to stay up as an outlet for the transition and not to allow their fullback, hang on a minute, bro, and not to as a means to keep their fullback back there, okay, fine. I absolve Marcus Rashford. But if we're criticizing that this guy doesn't always get back. Now, this isn't a hallmark of Marcus Rashford. He used to work really hard. The old Rashford that I know. Yeah. This is something in the recent under Ten Hag, where he's not tracking back. If he's not tracking back, take him off, admonish him. And if you've not got the balls to do that, we have a problem. But Marcus Rashford, if he's told, listen, when Kieran Trippier goes and they've got the ball, he's your boy. You have to go with him. What's the problem? Marcus Rashford's got bags of energy. He's 25.
My brothers, you know what? Newcastle is an honest team. Okay. But that, when I look at them, there's two teams in the league that are very, very economical in possession this year that I noticed. One of them in Newcastle, The other one is Arsenal. They don't just use their possession like that. They're very economical. They're very deliberate with what they do. The only way, if no matter how we line up tomorrow, they will be patient. They will find that space. The only way we can make that a competitive game is not giving them that possession in the first place. We're gonna have to play some football. We don't need to attack them. We just need to play the ball, be patient, and draw them in. We set our traps, we draw them in, and we hit them with pace on the break because both of their fullback will come up, and there will be space in behind them to exploit. We go tomorrow is probably not the occasion to try from Ten Hag's perspective to try anything fancy, because we have not even proven that we're good in execution. Because Newcastle is very balanced. They can attack you with their fullbacks. They can attack you with their 11 and their 7, their wingers as well. They can isolate Almiron, and Anthony Gordon are capable of isolating our fullback and win that battle. The same way, Trippier and the kid Livramento are capable of overlapping and hurting us with the crosses. They have a very capable striker in Isaac. Isaac know how to put the ball in the back of the net, people. So I think the best approach tomorrow is just to be disciplined in defending and don't surrender cheap possession because they know how to use possession.
So,
by the way,
tomorrow you wouldn't go for a full press. We're talking maybe mid range.
Listen, we don't press anyway. Have you seen our press?
No,
we do something called shadow pressing, mate. Shadow pressing. We don't press. We have players who look like they're pretending to press, and I've showed a million examples of that. Million games this season. This season's press has been horrendous. Big up Google this, 100%. By the way, Newcastle team, brilliant on transition. That's why they press. They press as a team. Press as a team. And you know what? If it becomes like a basketball game, we're getting 6 or 7 tomorrow. Mark my words.
Could happen.
Manchester United, whatever Eric Ten Hag's been doing, from what I've seen now, as of all the games that have gone before, I see that Manchester United either have found their way to becoming this team that is just a transition team. That's what Manchester United, that's the idea. Playing out from the back usually ends up in midfield and it goes backwards. So the reason that we bought Onana is not really materialized for me. You get to the midfield and then they swat you and you go out. So Manchester United, the way that we're saying that you should approach the game, be a compact team, because when you press, you open. That's what Manchester United seem to be built for.
100%. Listen,
to me.
Listen, big up Madhouse. Bombay, I'll come back to your point. He says, we only leak to the press. Boom! Comment of the night. Comment night. We've got snakes in the absolute dressing room who only leak to the press.
Please,
there you go. Listen, let me get through this and then I'll come back to your point.
McTominay cannot start tomorrow. For the sanity of Kobe. Listen. For the sanity of Kobe, please.
Listen, his new name's Jasper the Ghost, mate. Jasper the Ghost. Or Houdini, the man that was disappearing at, mate. Houdini. Big up. Let me just get to this. So this is the bit of the script. Let's read this. Team says, Newcastle midfielder Saul Longstaff still out with an ankle injury. Defender Lewis Hall is available again after being eligible against his parent club Chelsea last weekend. Oh, he's going to play then. It might be, he's going to play left back. So it might be the kid from Chelsea. Livramento might not be playing, right? Joe Will Achilles injury is not as bad as feared. He will face a couple of more weeks on the sidelines. Manchester United and Manchester Rashford back after serving a special midweek draw against Galatasaray. Mason Mount is back in training, but this game might come too soon. Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, Alessandro Martinez among those who remain out. Match to match facts, it says Newcastle are unbeaten in their past 3 league games against Manchester United, drawing 1, winning 1, drawing 2, and also winning 3-0 at Old Trafford in the EFF in the Haribo Cup. The Magpies can win consecutive league games versus the Red Devils for the first time since 1972. Newcastle are looking to win 3 consecutive meetings with Manchester United in all competition for the first time since 1922. 1922, people. So if they beat us, which I would imagine they will tomorrow night, they're going to equal that record that they had from 1922. Wow. Newcastle are aiming for the 6th consecutive home win league game. They have scored 18 Premier League goals at home this season, 2 more than Manchester United have scored home and away. Let me read that to you again, people. Newcastle have scored 18 Premier League goals at home this season, 2 more than Manchester United have scored home and away.
Do you know what?
Let me finish Mumbai. You can come back, hold that thought. Eddie Howe's team have lost 4 of their 13 Premier League matches this season, only 1 fewer than the whole of 2022-2023. Anthony Gordon has been involved in 6 goals in the last 7 Premier League games, 4 goals, 2 assists, as many as his previous 45 appearances. Like I said, I said it from the top of the show. He's one of the most improved players that is absolutely becoming a big player for them this season. Manchester United are aiming to win 4 consecutive league games without conceding for the first time in 2017. I don't think if Maguire and Lindelof start, we're going to concede, mate. No chance. If he vacates the midfield with his shit tactics, what's his name? Erik ten Hag, and he's doing all the waffle that he's been doing on the presser. We'll get some of his comments as well in a minute. So we will get smashed tomorrow. Forget about keeping a clean sheet. They have earned 15 points from their last Premier League 6 matches, more than any other club. Why is that? Because we played the last 6 teams on the bottom of the table. That's what we played. We've played teams all fighting relegation. That's what we played. So they have earned 15 points from their last 6 Premier League matches, more than any other club. Why is that, my friends? Because we played Luton, Brentford, who's struggling this season. We played Sheffield United. We've played, who else do we play? Burnley. We've played Everton. Who else have we played?
I think it sums it up.
Yeah, that's what we played. They are the only team not to have scored a left-footed goal in the Premier League this season. Listen, all you need to know is...
Be positive. We will win tomorrow. Say it with me. We will win.
Nice, bro. Look, it's 50-50 honestly tomorrow.
Luwadi,
let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Listen, Luwadi. Luwadi, get your wife on here because I'm gonna tell her I'm scared for her. If you tell me United are gonna win tomorrow, then I'm gonna think you're on something.
You have to manifest. You have to manifest certain things. You say it loud enough, it will happen.
Good luck, Luwadi. You manifest for us. Bombay, go and make your points. I'm gonna move. Go ahead.
Listen? You know what? We're on here a lot discussing the crap, how crap we are and stuff. What do Manchester United do well? And I'm asking that because there was a comment there where I said, I just find us naturally our only resolution to the plight that is this team and this tenure and whatever is I find myself, we can't play out from the back competently. We can't play through the midfield competently. So what we tend to do is fire the ball to Anthony, to Rashford, try and get our fullbacks ahead. It's like a transition. But what do we do well and what can we do if you say you're not allowed to play on transition anymore? What would this team be capable of doing? And what do we do well as a team?
Yeah, I tell you, Boumbaye, it's high turnovers. We are really good. We are really good in pressing when they start to play out from the back. We have had a highest amount of high turnovers of the teams in the Premier League this season, but we don't use the chance when we have it. We are very wasteful when we win the ball high, so that's been our problem. We haven't get any return for all our work in the high turnovers.
So you're saying, So what you're saying here, let me just make sure I understand it. We're good.
This season, Manchester United.
Taking, hang on. No, you're not coming in. You're not coming in.
Let me give the context. Let me give the context. This season, I've seen fuck all. I came back here after Nottingham Forest, and they had 10 men, and they bullied us for the last 15 minutes. I came here after Wolves with my own eyes. We got absolutely bullied. I came here after Brighton. We got bullied again. I came here after game. This season, Manchester United do anything zilch.
Jarvis, let me just make it. Jarvis, you're saying, bro, that we win the ball back in dangerous areas. We get at them, but we're shit at finishing that off and turning it into anything. Right, okay.
True.
Anything else that you see that we do good? Because right now, I just find us finding our way in a game, because that's
shifting play from one side to the other. We used this one pony trick with Maguire to Garnacho or Rashford on the left hand side. That's also one of our strongest points. And Bruno and the left winger is interchaining to get away from the defender and move back again when the ball comes. So they create space. So we have a couple of patterns that we always repeats, and one of those I think we do well, but one of the problems is we are too wasteful, especially in the build-up play. We lose the ball too easily. We're not press resistive. Players like McTominay can't play with his back against the goal. Every time he just passed the ball backwards again instead of trying to turn with the ball and drive it forward. Or when he loses the ball. So we have a lot of issues at this team. I'm not sure if it's Ten Hag or if it's the players. I think it's something in between. Nurdin, if you could just bring up the tactic formation again, I will just show you one more thing, and I will let Boumbaye talk. We all saw this when I explained. We try to isolate, and in the football language, it's called overload to isolate. If you see on this picture, we have all the players
you're trying to get somebody one-on-one.
Yeah, you're trying to get someone one-on-one. But our biggest problem is when we try to play.
But Jarvis, this is the other thing. So in football, the overloads, so you isolate. Yeah. What we do is we turn the game into individual one player. We play through one player. Other teams isolate one side, so they go to that side, and then everybody gets into the box. Everybody, and create more overloads inside the box, right? Jarvis, can you just circle with a cursor inside the box? So they get the ball to somebody, right? Everybody, all the left-hand side, all the players on the left-hand side, they all go up there. Everybody, they overload. Brighton do it their best. They do it with their winger. What's his name? The Japanese player. Mbuemo, and then they do it with the other guy, the Japanese player, the winger. I forgot his name.
Yeah,
the Japanese.
You're Brighton with Mitoma.
Mitoma, yeah. So they isolate one-on-one with Mitoma, and then everybody floods the box. So he's got to pick out the near post, the cutback, and the far post. Players are all there, overloaded, and that's how they scored goals. But what we do is get Marcus Rashford to overload here, and so we overload the side. Isolate and go, Marcus Rashford, solve it. We all stand here and wait. We go, Marcus, go on in, Marcus. It's not sustainable football. It's not. To me, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. In terms of coaching, in terms of IQ, everything that I thought about, for me, because he told me with his statements, this season, if Manchester United were like this the last season, I'd be like, be patient, guys. He'll get it right. He's just trying to work out what can do. But now that I know, Erik ten Hag at the beginning of the season said, I'm not come here to play the football that I play with Ajax. I'm not going to play with possession football, and then you look at somebody like Bruno. For me personally, in my heart of heart, you can't truly play the way Bruno plays for Manchester United in this team, the way that he's allowed to play without any discipline. I don't genuinely, heart in my heart, believe that this team can hold the ball in midfield, because the way he plays for Manchester United is to whack the ball as soon as he gets it and to take too many risks instead of recycling the ball. So for me,
that's the natural reaction of the way the team is functioning. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
No, Boumbaye, no. Bruno that's his nature. You cannot have a midfielder that finish a game with a pass completion pass completion below the 70. You know, the only pass we give him that is yes, he's creating goal scoring opportunity, but nobody ever talk about when the ball goes the other way. You know,
works his balls off.
Mm-hmm. And this is my last point. This is how we build up from the back. And the biggest problem is I don't think all the players understand their role, because we sometimes lose the ball going forward and we get caught, and there's big gaps as we talked about. And if you see here on this video, you see here we go up with both number 8 and number 10. And this is the space that we create open. So we have one number 6 left. We play the ball forward. One of the fullbacks go into the middle and tuck in. And if we lose the ball, they should form a pivot and create the space. But the wingers should come back right away and compromise.
But they don't.
So this is the problems. We are really exposed, because if you see this one more time and you understand what I'm saying. So it's not about Ten Hag's tactics. It's about the players. They don't really understand.
But he knows it, Jarvis. Jarvis, he's not a passive guy. He's the fucking coach. He knows it, but he allows it to happen again and again and again. He allows this.
Tab Jarvis, okay, you know what? It's very enlightening and insightful, this. So I thank you.
And the biggest thing is just, let me just add, Jarvis, let me just add this. Let me add this context. Sometimes teams know that we're shit playing out from the back. We are so crap playing out from the back. So at times, when the ball goes from Onana, shit fucking goalkeeper, we go to the centre halves. Lindelof and Maguire, what do? So after fullbacks go inside, they split. So you got split centre halves, right? Either side. So soon as they see that we're putting pressure, what do? They turn back, give it to him. He whacks it. We lose possession. We lose second balls because we're not strong enough, and we haven't got the physicality. Then the space is there for us to be attacked. And then if we don't do that, if it's not Onana, they then both of them, because they're comfortable they're so uncomfortable on the ball when they're pressed. They haven't got anything like Martinez to drop the shoulder, come inside, put their body on the line to buy the foul. They don't have any of that. What they do is they both whack it. So they both whack it, right, Jarvis? Show them when they whack it, and then the other team regains, and within 3 passes, the ball is right. Somebody's having a shot. So this is how, because we haven't got. The biggest thing is this, Jarvis. I help my friend, with his Sunday league team. No word of a lie. You know what we do? You know how we coach? How I helped him coach with how to play out from the back? We drilled it for about 4 months. All the training was the 6 players at the back. 6 players. So you got
keeper.
You got the keeper. You got the back 4. Then you got the pivot player, right? They played with 2 pivots, but we said we're going to work with 6. Why are we going to work with 6? Because with 6, any given time, you can do a triangle. Any given time, thumbs up. See my thumbs, yeah? Take this off, Java, so people can see my thumbs properly. Just take that off. Let me just take this off 1 second.
Yeah.
Right? Let me just remove this, right? See my thumbs here, right? My thumbs is a 1 player, right? Any given time, this is the shape. From the goalkeeper, any given time, there are 2 more options that are there. So within that, you create it with movement. So a player is here, like if you look at my hand like this, player is here with a ball, there's an option there. There's an option here, there's an option there with movement. So the player on the ball has always got 2 options. Even if they press us with 6, with movement, if you coach it properly, you could always pop the ball off. And then, because listen to me, when I go and watch a Sunday teams that do that, all we do is pop the number 10, number 10 and the other midfielder. Guess what they do? They then create 2 more options. The number 10 and the other midfielder drop in. So they create 2 more options. So then you've got now how many options? Anytime one player's on the ball, 2, 3. You got 3 different level of options. And then we just dink it into the middle. And then, you know what? We're away. And all the 6 players have come to us. We're away, and then you can go and play. And you know what? It took about 4 to 5 months. It took till they get it properly, till we were all comfortable. And it has got nothing to do with ability. It's got every fucking thing to do with what? Drill! Fucking drill.
So you're
Drilling
telling me that you managed to do this in 4 months with Sunday League. Sorry, Luani, one sec. You did this in 4 months with Sunday League players. My man has got big players here on big dough, and we're on 2 years and he can't do that. What's going on?
Exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly.
No, because listen to me. In the World Cup year, Bombaye, in the World Cup year, where we were every 3 days there was a game, he prioritized 4 fucking trophies. He used 15 or 14 players.
You're halfway through the season, my friend.
Burnt them to death. He burnt them to death. And that's why we had 14 injuries at the beginning of the season. And then he took them on tour. He agreed with the fucking Glazers. If the Glazers would have asked me that, I would have walked. I would have walked. If the Glazers said to me, you're going to go to the US, we're going to fly from, as a continent, the US.
I'm going to be quiet for a minute now.
From left to right.
Somebody else.
We're going to do it. If we're going to do that, I would say, see you later. I'm not doing it. Because the players have had a World Cup in the middle, and they've had the most tightest schedule in the history of football in European football, the tightest schedule. So he's not done it because he wanted to chase trophies. And I said it so. I was here in January last year. January. I was here. Not last year, but January. We're near January. We're 1 month away from January. I was here last January.
This ties into the question I wanted to ask you, right? We all play football. We know football, I always say, is a sum of roundos all over the pitch. It's obvious that looking at the way we play, we don't spend enough time drilling in training or rehearsing in training. That you said that last year. Ten Hag got greedy. He got involved with too many competitions, and he did not spend enough time drilling his principle on the training pitch. Now, based on that, my question to you is, why should he stay? Because remember, before Ten Hag came in, we said we did not want Pochettino, right? For what reason? Because we did not want a politician. We did not want a yes man. We want a manager that will be staunch in his principle and will not concede to the upper hierarchy. After 2 years, what justifies us defending Ten Hag staying? Because
I've asked that question a few times. I'm not even going to answer it. You too.
I need that answer because Nuruddin, you just say everything you say right now. If you can point that out with your training with your friend and the Sunday team, if you can point that out, because we all know that's the problem. So why is he still here? Why are we still defending him? He got 2 years. I'm not even talking about the money.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the money.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. When I knew Erik ten Hag was because he's gonna sack himself. To me, I don't actually believe there's a manager out there that can fix it because there's too many problems at this football club. By the way, big up to Jamie Wayne late to the show, but he told us that what's he said? Jamie Wayne breaking news. Jim Ratcliffe is being vandalized. Where was this, Jamie Wayne? Where was this? Aha, Nura says Nura. Dumb idea, but sticking to billboard traffic at Old Trafford, innit? Right. So they stuck a billboard apparently of Jim Ratcliffe, and it's been vandalized.
Obviously, man. Of course, it's going to get vandalized.
Oh,
but listen,
my God, this is crazy.
But do you know what? Seriously, Moani, me, I've been on this show before, and I asked myself because I didn't know this manager. I said, if I'm the agent of Erik ten Hag and I have to sit with the Glazers, what argument am I putting forward to keep this manager? Now, me personally, I don't know if you agree or not. There is a certain point at which, you have to change managers. It's normal. It doesn't mean because the Glazers are there, things can't be better than this.
I've seen it for 10 years. What changed in 10 years? What changed in 10 years? Answer the question.
Hang on a second. Just 1 second. I don't think that the type of manager we need is from this type of tradition. Me, I would personally like somebody like an Antonio Conte to come and take over this team. And then once he's done what he does, then you can bring back one of these tradition football sexy. The underbelly of the team, everything about it, I don't think is there. And I don't think with the type of players that we have and the type of work that's being done, and I think the type of personality that you need is a certain one at this point. From there, another 2 years of a Conte or a Simeone, maybe there you can start to give it to somebody else to take it forward. But I don't think these types of managers are the types of managers that are going to work for this club at this moment, personally. You can get a better manager in that does things a different way, and you can get better results, and you can get some consistency, and you can get some football. There's no guarantees, even if you spend 10 billion, that you will beat Manchester City. You have to earn that right. But right now, I don't see much in Manchester United. I'm analyzing game by game, and he's getting results. I'm not one of these. I'm not going crazy. I'm not bothered. He can stay for another 10 years. But for me, if somebody says it's time to go, I don't have an argument to say, no, it's not. He has to stay. I don't have that.
Yeah. It's interesting now. I have a debate with Google this and try to explain in the chat how and why, what's going wrong with Ten Hag, and maybe we need to give him time. Maybe we need to replace him. But in the end of the day, we are going round and round in circle. We are replacing manager after manager, and they always struggle to implement the tactic or a style with this group of players. Everybody was calling Ole tactical inept, that he was a PA teacher, that he couldn't do anything, he didn't have any tactics. But maybe Ole saw this and just tried to play his counterattack easy style, because they couldn't do anything else, and basically gave him result. He came in third and came in second. I don't know,
bro.
But I think it's like a growing pain, and we just need to bear with it and let Ten Hag make his mistakes this season. I will back the manager anyway this season. I'm not going to be manager out. I'm going to back him and let him try and evaluate after the season and see how we did.
At what
point David, after 2 years and 400 million spent, there have to be a certain level of accountability.
This is what I was going to say.
Does it have to? Why? Why does it have to? It's very hard. As I showed you, the style is very, very hard. Playing fluent football is not for everyone. And you have to be very press resistive. You have to be really technical, good on the ball. You saw we had Kobe Mainu coming on, everything seemed to click. We had one player coming on and everything clicked because he had the abilities. And suddenly we saw the style. Everybody saw it. He was really good. So
that's the point, though. If you have to have one player coming in to change your football, that means that you're not a Manchester United manager. You see where I'm going with that? Because if you look at the team, Newcastle team and Manchester United team, what do they have over us? They have the physicality, fine. They're well drilled, cool. Now, we have the quality over them. Normally, that means that the physicality and hard work are things that are prerequisite, natural to a Manchester United player. We shouldn't have to be talking about that, But what we're talking about it. We're talking about a team that we're superior to in quality, proven by our payroll. And then we still here asking ourselves, how are we not well drilled? How are we not playing well? After 2 years, Ten Hag didn't walk in today. He didn't spend zero money. There has to be a certain level. We're holding the players accountable. We're saying, oh, this player is not a Manchester United player. We should be able to say the same about a manager too. If a manager, maybe he's not a Manchester United manager. Sir Alex Ferguson was not a scrub when he walked into the United job, right? United is an elite institution, right? We shouldn't be hiring managers to learn on the job. No.
I'd like to see the comment from Wendy here, if you can bring that out.
Listen, guys. Last word. Listen, get the scores in quickly. Jarvis, what do you think the score's going to be tomorrow night before we go?
1-1.
Bumbaye, quickly, score tomorrow.
2-1 to United.
Luani.
3-0 to United. My wishful thinking.
Good try. I think Manchester United are going to get whacked if Newcastle turn up like they've turned up this season at home. They're gonna whack Manchester United, and I think it could be a cricket score.
I want to hear a score. No, I want to hear a score though. Not sitting on the fence.
If Newcastle turn up, it'll be 4-0. 4-1,
No.
5-1.
I don't want that. I want a score line.
Yeah, that's what I said. 4-1 to Newcastle or 5-1 to Newcastle.
That's your score line.
Yeah,
not if. I don't want a contingency plan.
So no. Listen to me. Yeah. No, the only way Manchester United get a result is the massive hangover.
You're still
from
doing the same thing.
Listen to me. No. This is the fact. This is what analysis does. Hangover, bad refereeing decision, Bruno Gamache red card. Them missing their chances, their sitters, the chance that they will create. Or what was the last thing I said?
My boy's sitting on the fence here.
What's the last thing that I said? There was something else I said. But if Newcastle turn up the way they've turned up this season, and Manchester United turn up the way that we turned up this season, I expect 4-5-1. That's my scoreline. Tomorrow, people. Tomorrow. The only thing is that hangover, because they didn't in that second half, they just sat, they didn't have the ball. They gave Paris Saint-Germain the ball. I think Paris Saint-Germain had something like 80-something% possession. They gave the ball to, and they were just sitting back and defending. And that's my only criticism of Eddie Howe is that that was disgraceful tactics. So if he gets that wrong tomorrow, maybe we can get a draw. But if he doesn't, if they turn up the way they turn up with their crowd, we're gonna get a whacking tomorrow, an absolute whacking. Even if we defend, even if we fight, even if we defend, even what I expect us to lose 2-0, even if we got 11 men behind the ball, maybe we'll lose 2-0 or 3-0. We're gonna still get beat. We're still gonna get beat.
We win 3-0. We win 3-0.
Luani, I'll send you the link. If that happens, you'll be back on here tomorrow. Listen,
sorry guys.
Listen,
sorry for being late, okay? And
listen, we've gone on for an hour and 40 minutes. An hour and 40 minutes, people. But love and light, everybody. To me, the only thing to say about the presser is that Erik ten Hag is like a rabbit caught in the headlights. He's just waffling, absolute waffling. He's not doing his job, because if he was fucking doing his job, Onana would be nowhere near the fucking team tomorrow. But he's gonna play. That's right. He's gonna play. If he was doing his job, what he's paid to do, that Onana would be fucking dropped tomorrow. But he's not. And by the way, people, the reason why for me sacking this manager and bringing in someone like Antonio Conte would be the disaster class. Disaster would be one of the worst things that ever decisions in football. Is because structure. If we were a stable club, if Manchester United were a stable football club, stable with stability, owners, board, football structure, stability, I won't mind sacking managers all day, right, left, and centre, whatever. You're not doing what you've claimed to do. Get the hell out. Manchester United are not that football club. There's no owners, no board, no structure. So
there's a problem with what you're saying. One little problem with what you're saying.
Any place, listen, let me finish. Anytime you have instability, when you change a manager, there isn't going to be one person. Manchester United need new owners, new board, new football structure. And if we had that stability, then we can hire and fire managers right, left, and center. But we don't have that.
Bro, the only problem with that is you will never be able to accurately assess the performance of a manager in any given circumstance because of everything that you just said now. There have been managers that have come into this club and done better than others. And everyone's got a personal opinion on the managers that went before this one. Louis van Gaal to me was a massive mistake. No, they weren't shit.
Yeah, that's the only guy who coached.
No. Listen.
The only guy that coached. The only guy that actually coached. No. You said one person. The only guy that coached is Louis van Gaal. Everybody else was a fucking clown. Everybody else was a clown. And about their egos. And don't tell me about Jose, because I don't want to go into
Van Gaal is not a small coach, you know.
Bro, the point I'm making to you is you have had different things from different managers, and different managers have crashed and burned in different ways. You don't stick with a manager indefinitely on the basis that the ownership has not changed. No, a manager can come into this team and do a much better job with another 400, 500 million. You never, I will never, ever stick with this manager just because of those problems. No, a different manager comes in, he builds something much better to watch, at least. Something, even if it's not as good to watch, but you get results. You get a different mentality. At the moment, bro, like I said, after 2 years, do we play anything called nice football? No, we don't. Are we consistent? No, we're not.
The right to reply?
Are the results there?
Can I get the right to reply? You just
But-
made a statement. I've got the right
We're
to
just
reply.
gonna hang on and crack on with it. No, bro. You have to change the manager.
Listen, I've got a right to reply.
Of course
After a fucking decade, when all you do is change managers, and in the same cycle, and by the way, all of them get sacked the same way. All of them, except for one. Every manager that has been sacked by Manchester United, except for one, they should have been sacked a long time ago. Everyone except for one. And the only regret I have is LVG. Everybody else should have been sacked. David Moyes was never about that Manchester United. Louis van Gaal, they got the 5th and 6th choice players, right? 5th and 6th choice players, Louis van Gaal, right?
Nice. Yeah,
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
That's lovely.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came
big up the
and got his thing. Listen, big up. As a player, I love him. As a manager, was horrendous, and I was defending him till the day that he left. He was shocking, and he won the lottery. So Jose Mourinho came with his reputation and got found out for the fraud that he is. And then Ole came in. Everything was all champagne. Everything was all champagne. Players, you can do what you want. Players, we can do what you want. Do whatever you want. Pogba, Lingard, do what you want. Rashford, do what you want. We scored goals, but we will go 10-game winning streak, and then we will go 7 games losing streak, and he got sacked.
Luis Van Gaal hold a special place in my heart, man. Luis Van Gaal hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah, because he's the only one that coached, and I should have been patient because I didn't understand at that time. I did not understand that he was getting his 6th choice, 7th choice players instead of getting his first. Do you know? So let me finish. Let me finish the sentence. The last sentence. I'll say it now. That's why I want the manager gone when the structure goes, when the fucking board goes, and the owners go. For me, manager, to me, the days of me, my assessment of the last 10 years, the days of just getting rid of the manager without getting rid of the board, the football structure or owners are gone. By the way, people, nearly 2 hours. Peace, love, light. I'll let you say the last word. So starting with Jarvis. Jarvis, go ahead. Last word on the show.
We have a game tomorrow. People, support your team. Let's try to win this game. Stay positive, as Nuruddin, and go United.
Nuruddin,
go ahead. Mumbai, go ahead.
Yeah, go the Reds. Man, we'll leave it for another day, man. We'll leave it for another day.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll come in and apologize. If those cowards turn up tomorrow and that absolute clown Eric Ten Hag, because he's waffling. I've just listened to his press conference.
Let me ask you a question. Would you take Eddie Howe?
He's waffling.
Would you take Eddie Howe? If I offered you Eddie Howe tomorrow, would you take him?
No, not with his football structure, and not with his board, and not with his owners. No,
you're top, man.
No chance. But Luani, go ahead. Last word of the show.
Tomorrow we're playing against a team of grown-ass men. You don't get any more working class blue collar than that. If we show up as a commercial club, we toast it.
Hey, that was nicely put, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up to City fan who watches the Sun out, even though he's a City fan. Would have been keen if Eric Ten Hag done what Guardiola did first season. We worked on the system, not results. We only just got 4th, no trophies, and Bravo in goal. Following season, we won the league, but he didn't. He abandoned. That's what I'm saying to you. He's abandoned his philosophy and went chase trophies. And you know what? The chickens have come home to roost for Eric Ten Hag, and it breaks my heart because I wanted this guy, because I saw the triangles. I saw the football he played in the Champions League. I know when he went to Valencia, smashed them. Real Madrid smashed them. Came to Chelsea, smashed them. Spurs smashed them. And he plays fantastic football in the Champions League, one of the highest levels of football. And he, to me, broke my heart, and he got found out for the fraud that he is. But still, sacking him ain't going to solve this. And if you think just getting rid of him is going to solve it, then you haven't been paying attention.
You remember what Sean told you last time? Unless you have 6 7 million sitting somewhere by our uncle or anybody that we know. We're not buying the Manchester United from the Glazers. You can't force them to sell.
No,
That,
it is what it is.
you can't
It
do
is what it
anything
is.
about that.
Oh, no.
You have
But
to
I
change
listen,
the manager.
like you said,
That's
like you said,
point,
Luwani, I can manifest. I can, what's it called? Manifest these feelings. There you go. There you go, Luwani.
Touche.
Touche.
Good
There
night.
you go. Big up. Good luck, people. Big up. We'll be back here tomorrow night if you guys are available for the match reaction. Love and light, people.
All love.
Win, lose or draw. Glazers out, bankers out. You've had 180, 190 of you in here. I don't know how many likes on the video. Subscribe to the channel because it's the only channel that's telling truth and keeping the humanity, while other
100.
shitbags on YouTube, so-called influence. I'm not an influencer. I'm just a football fan like you. My opinion's not better than yours or less or worse than yours. It's just an opinion. That's all it is. But I am being vindicated on lots of things, lots of fucking things, and not more than so. This season shambles and what Eric Ten Hag was doing, I was calling it in January. So if you come late to the show, if you come late to the analysis, well, there's still room for you to come in. But we've been calling this since January. We saw it in January. We saw it against Nottingham Forest. We saw it against Wolves. We saw it against Brighton. We saw it, and we were here screaming it, saying, this season is a write-off. And big up, hold tight, Sean, for telling it as it is. But big up to everybody. Please let people know about the channel, because if you have your humanity, right? If you do not dehumanize other human beings, if you stand up for justice, if you stand up for freedom for anybody in this world that are being oppressed, then this is the channel for you. If you're not asked about any of those things, then this is not the channel for you. Because here we say Vox Zionism, stop the genocide. Rishi Sunak, we charge you with genocide. Joe Biden, we charge you with genocide.
Genocide,
Every other European leader who doesn't say stop the murder and the killing of children, we charge you all with genocide. You're all morally bankrupt. The only good news I've had this week is that Henry Kissinger, one of the most evil motherfuckers in the history of this world to ever walk this world, passed away in 100 years, made it to 100. You see what they say, the good die young. It's the truest words ever spoken, and he lived to 100. He is responsible, indirectly or directly, for the deaths of millions around this world. So may he burn in hell. Love, light, peace, win, lose, draw, Glazers out, bankers out. Always free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine, man.
Big up.
V for victory. Cheerio.